Hi, welcome back to our channel. Today we're making a tasty orange creamsicle cake, perfect for garden parties, picnics, or just as a flavorful dessert. So let's begin. I have my sifted all-purpose flour in a large bowl, and to that I'm adding baking powder, salt, and baking soda. Give that a really good whisk. Now set it aside. In another large bowl, add the sugar, orange zest, eggs, any neutral oil. I'm using canola oil. And now give that a really good whisk. Once it looks like this, add the orange juice and vanilla extract. Now give that a whisk once more. Now add half of the flour mixture and give it a mix. Now add half of the Greek yogurt. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Add the rest of the flour and give it a mix. And last but not least, add the remaining Greek yogurt and give it one last mix. Once it looks like this, it's ready to bake. Now pour the batter into a pre-greased loaf pan with a small sheet of parchment paper in the bottom. Give it a few taps in your working surface to remove any air bubbles. Now let's bake in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes, just until a wooden toothpick inserted in the thickest part comes out clean and without crumbs, just like this. Now, using a butter knife or an offset spatula like I'm doing here, make sure that the cake is not sticking to the pan. After doing that, let it cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes in a cooling rack. After those 10 to 15 minutes, flip it over a plate like this. Tap the bottom a few times to make sure it's not sticking to the pan. Then remove the pan and the parchment paper. And flip it over the cooling rack like this. I do this extra step as the cake is still quite warm in the inside and I don't want it to crack or break. Now let's make the icing. In a small bowl, I have the sifted powdered sugar, and to that I'm adding vanilla extract. I'm also adding a splash of orange juice. Give that a whisk. To make it thicker, add a little bit more powdered sugar and give everything a whisk once more. I usually eyeball the icing, but as a rule of thumb, if you find it too runny, add more powdered sugar, and if it's too thick, add another splash of orange juice to loosen it up. Once the icing looks like this, it's ready to pour over the cooled cake. It should be like a runny pudding consistency, if that makes sense. And that's it! A very simple summer orange creamsicle cake. Perfect for picnics, summer parties, or even just for a tasty treat. I actually love to pair this cake with a summer lemon orange tea. Oh, so good. For the tea, if you're curious, I just add a splash of freshly squeezed orange juice, maybe about 2 tablespoons of that, and then I add a lemon wedge and a teaspoon of honey. With warm water, of course. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this recipe and that you give it a try. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!